Hey everybody, welcome to AJS News. This is video 2 of 2 for today.
Yes, but first, a new word from our sponsors. Oh, it's coming in nicely. Might have to trim it a little bit, though.
Hey man, ready for the week?
Oh, yeah. My beard's getting pretty long, though. Didn't have any time to cut it.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. Just didn't have time this morning. What's all that stuff?
Oh, I brought my shaving kit.
That's how you normally do it, huh?
Yeah.
Seems like it's taking a long time.
Yeah, I'm just trying to keep the beard, it's coming in nice and thick.
Yeah.
So.
It's a lot of stuff to be carrying around with you to shave on the go.
Yeah, it's a hassle.
You could get a Manscaped Handyman compact shaver. Fits great in a gym bag, glove box. It's fantastic.
Ooh, that's nice.
And you can get around your nice full
It's a beard.
beard.
Yeah, it's a beard.
Nice full beard. Yeah, you should look into it.
The handyman seems pretty convenient. Oh no, my beard!
Guys, it's time to power up your grooming routine with the all-new Handyman Compact Face Shaver from Manscaped. And get 20% off and free shipping when you use code AngryJoeShow. Click those links down below. If you have a thick and full beard, just
I did.
like he did, you may want to check out and get yourself a Handyman.
A little too hard.
This thing's great. Fits in your pocket, gym bag, anywhere. And, on the go. It's perfect.
Gonna miss mine.
He'll come back eventually,
Hopefully.
in a couple months. It'll be fine. As you can see, AJ's not with us. He is
Nope.
on a trip. He will be back tonight. And then once he gets back, we've got all sorts of stuff working for you. Starfield.
We got Mortal Kombat, Liza P.
All sorts of stuff. And then there's all the new
Yeah.
games that are starting to come. And then we're probably going to play some Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Eventually when it comes back. We've got Payday stuff that we'd like to play.
Then moving on to Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
It's a lot.
Slammed end of the year. So make sure you check all that stuff out. Now let's talk about some of the gaming news. Evil Dead, the game, came out. Unfortunately, it came out Epic only, so it's
Yeah,
player.
it's already hindered already. And I had fun with it for a little bit, but I just couldn't really get into it. Like,
Yeah,
obviously, DVD.
yeah. I think it was a solid enough game, and maybe if it had come out for everything all at once, it would have been better. The problem is with such a small player base, even like in the first week, you had super high level killers being matched up with newbie survivors, and the killers had everything possibly unlocked, and they were super uber powerful. And
Yeah.
we were watching friend of the channel Tangent play, who is a very good killer, and he would just wipe the floor with everyone, and it just immediately
That would be
made,
fun for him, but obviously not for the survivors.
yeah, it just made matchmaking a problem. And this is one of the problems with some of these multiplayer games being Epic exclusives. It's different when it's a single player thing and it doesn't matter, but on these multiplayer games, it's much harder. So
But also, like, what else could they do? Because I know, like, again, DVD, they're like, oh, we're adding this new killer, doing this, and this, adding new survivors. But for Evil Dead, it's kind of limited.
It's I mean,
for
they
new
could,
content, or what are you gonna do?
you could maybe get creative with some new stuff. I mean, add small things that have been in, I don't know. We can come up with a couple things, I'm sure, if we sat down with it. But, I mean, the problem with some of these games and the problem with the Epic exclusive money is you get all this money up front, and what does that do with the development cycle? Same with Game Pass. Like, you're like, okay, we got all this money from Game Pass. How much? We already got the money. How much overtime are we going to run?
Yeah.
Like, what is the minimum viable
Well, I
product?
already spent it on my yacht.
Yeah, good developers, of course, aren't going to be doing any of that, but there are some other developers that would kind of take the money and run, so that's a shame. So the Switch version of Evil Dead completely canceled. I don't think it would have run on your Switch anyway.
Yeah.
The Switch is great for a great deal many things, but like playing stuff like that, it's not what you get for.
I would stay away from the fighting games, the Call of Duty games, and
Anything
like
but Mario and Zelda and
that's what it was meant
Metroid,
for, right?
and it works great for
Play
those
some
things.
Zelda, all right? So.
Yeah. Look, I mean, the Switch was fired up yesterday. It was great. I love the Switch. Just there's things that it should do and things that it shouldn't
Yes.
do. So Switch version is canceled.
It's got its limitations.
And then development of new content for the title is coming to an end. So according to Saber, it's just they're not going to be working on it anymore. If there's any major issues, they're going to fix them as far as the servers, but it's just not worth it for them to
No.
keep the thing going. Not enough people are playing. They're not getting enough, microtransactions. So it's just not working out for them.
Unfortunately, I feel that way with Texas Chainsaw Massacre too.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. It's a tough space because you
Yeah.
need a huge amount of people in there so the matchmaking feels fun and fair. And even with DBD, it's a problem too. So I don't know. Someone's gonna eventually break DBD. Maybe it's them themselves with their new game, but it wasn't Evil Dead, and I don't think it's gonna be Texas Chainsaw. Maybe it'll be Killer Clowns.
I hope so. That was a great movie. It was a great cheesy movie.
Okay.
It's a great B movie. All right, it's up there.
B.
Yes.
It's a B. I would say it's a good C movie. It's a good C movie. It's great, but all right. Let's talk about Diablo 4.
They fixed it.
No,
They're making it worse.
Stop it. Stop it. All right. First, we'll get into Diablo 4 is going to Call of Duty. So Lilith and Anarius is going to go to Warzone and Modern Warfare 2 alongside with Spawn,
Spawn be cool.
Skeletor, and that's interesting. Look,
Yeah, Skeletor and Spawn.
I love Spawn. That's a great cheesy movie.
Yes.
The devil in Spawn is one of the worst CGI things ever.
It still holds up. I'm going to put it right here
You're going to get copyright claim, but man,
for like 10 seconds.
it's terrible. And of course I love Skeletor, but yeah, Blizzard's trying to do everything they can to be like, hey, remember Diablo 4? And it's like, no, you should forget it. You should forget it and stop caring about it because
I
they
haven't
didn't
played in a while.
They didn't care about it when they were developing it. You shouldn't care about it now. So in an effort to make you care, they're throwing it in Call of Duty. They've also continued to make changes to the game. So they had a patch 1.1 where they made the game slow and grindy and miserable, and then grindy and grindy and grindy, and it was pretty much universally hated. What Blizzard didn't want to do was didn't want you enjoying the game, and so they wanted you to slow down because the longer it takes for you to level up, the more opportunities you'd have in theory to buy things within the game. And so they're taking more and more things back, and they're just trying to make the game feel a little bit faster. And it's in response to a lot of things. I don't know where these reports are coming from with their numbers, but I've seen over 90% people reporting that 90% of players have fallen off the game, which completely makes sense, and I absolutely buy. But this week, we've actually seen a bunch of Diablo creators quitting the game. Like, these people made their YouTube channels. Like, they went from, being passionate about video games, they made a YouTube channel, and they blew up, and they are known as D4 creators, and they're quitting the game. And it hasn't been out that long. And this is a really, really bad sign. And you know what? They're quitting the game because you can't be a Diablo 4 content creator when there is no content. There is no endgame content. There is no ability to create videos telling people to try new builds, because in order to try a new build, you would have to... It would be a long chore to completely respec your character. There's no save loadouts, there's no save paragon, there's no ability pages to save. You can't re-roll gear because everything costs too much gold. Even re-rolling your character costs too much gold. Like, everything about it was just so poorly implemented. And there's no fun way to loot in the game. And this is a loot game. Diablo games are loot games. And so when I'm playing your game and I am sifting through garbage to hopefully find a good thing, there's a great survival term that I've brought up a few times, and I know OJ loves it. It's called second harvest.
Oh, God.
Now, second harvest is when people or animals go through animal feces looking for undigested bits of goodness, and that's what looting in Diablo feels like. You're sifting through their shit to find one little nugget of something good. You have to pick up every single yellow item and go, garbage, oh, my thing's full again, garbage, and just drop it. And it doesn't feel like it used to when you were playing Diablo 1, 2, or 3, and it used to feel good. A lot of people are going back to Diablo 3. There's a lot of people watching. There's more people watching Diablo 3 on Twitch than people watching Diablo 4. I don't understand what they're doing. They put out this new season, and there's nothing to do within the season. You can kill an enemy that comes back, and when he comes back, he drops a thingy. And if you pick up the thingy, you're like, oh, this is this is the bad one because they're almost all bad ones, and there's a couple good ones. And if you already have the good ones, which you can get in one day of farming the thingies, there's no reason to play the rest of the season because there is no build diversity, there is no changing, there is no anything.
So they need a complete overhaul.
They need new people, and when Diablo 4 lost all of its seniors, all of the people in charge of the game got thrown off the game. I'm not saying they shouldn't have been thrown off, but they got thrown off the game. This is what happens, right? And so the people who are making the game now either aren't playing it or they're not good at it, and they don't understand what made it special. And that's just something that just continues to
Probably
happen.
both.
Probably both. And so it's just sad. Because I was a massive Blizzard fan, massive Diablo fan. I have all of the strategy guides. I have all the stuff from way back in the day before some of you were alive, and it pisses me off because this weekend I had a bunch of time to play video games. I didn't even think of opening it.
No.
So that's sad. All right, let's get
Unfortunate.
Let's get into the next one.
Is it a happy one?
Yes, it's really good. So there was a study done about NFT portfolios. And so the vast majority of NFT portfolios are officially worthless.
Hear that?
Yeah.
No.
A new study suggests a huge number of NFT collections are now worth $0. And so cryptocurrency analysts Dap Gamble determined that out of the 73,000 plus total NFT collections, 69,000 had either zero market cap, which is to say $0.
I don't want to say we told you so, but
yeah, $0. So, and then there was 8,850 brand name top NFT collections.
the Bored Ape was one of them. I think that was like pretty well known, and I know that's doing bad.
They've crashed. I mean, there's that lawsuit that we've talked about where some of the investors are suing Christie's of New York, the auction house, saying, look, you paid celebrities to lie about them buying it when they were given it for free, and it turned out it was just a pump and dump confidence scheme, which everyone's been telling you since the very beginning that it's a pump and dump confidence scheme.
Exactly.
So it just shows that the vast minority are worth anything, and if they're worth anything, they're worth less than $100. And people were spending thousands.
Yeah.
I mean, there were vulnerable people within like the 50s and 60s that were like, oh man, I don't want to miss out. Remember when Bitcoin blew up? I don't want to miss on that. I remember when Apple blew up. I don't want to miss on that. NFTs, pictures of apes. That's what my retirement's going to be. And I do feel bad for those people, but you had a lot of people telling you that it was not a good idea. And so
I give you pictures of moose for $5.
You can't sell pictures of no.
Why not?
I get $4 of the dollars.
Damn it.
I got to feed him.
We'll talk about negotiations after.
Okay. Yeah, so the next time an NFT game comes out, remember there are some
coming out, right?
NFT games are coming out.
Ubisoft is still going to try to do that.
Ubisoft is. Dr. Disrespect wants you to do the play to earn type shit where anytime you trade or sell, they get a percentage of it. Just don't do it. I mean, play the game, do whatever you want, but
then
don't
try to extract with the very expensive NFT or whatever, and cheaters come in and just kill you.
Oh yeah, I can't wait. So like, there's gonna be someone that like, oh, this person looted a rare NFT, wall hack, insta kill, go take it, log out, and you just lost everything. Mine. Yeah. So I hope if you take part in that system that happens to you. And then this week, one of the major things is there's a massive leak over at Xbox. Microsoft trying to acquire Activision Blizzard. Mm-hmm. There was a lot of documents sent back and forth, and apparently someone over the Microsoft side uploaded some things that maybe shouldn't have been uploaded. Documents talking about mid-gen refreshes for Xbox Series X and S, a hybrid cloud gaming platform, different new games coming up. So, I mean, there's a giant list of stuff. So, Microsoft talk of console industry beyond generations. The company is still planning to release another Xbox console as of spring 2022. The aim was to launch the successor to the Xbox Series X and S in 2028, which actually is further away than I thought it was going to be. I thought that they tried to do it a little bit sooner than that.
Like 26 or something? Or?
Yeah, 2025. Like really try to take advantage of it. Because,
okay.
I mean, the technology still is moving pretty quick. People are talking about like iPhones being able to run video games. So it's like if we're talking about tiny little things, then your Xbox should be getting more powerful and sooner.
Yeah.
like I said, a hybrid Xbox platform for cloud gaming. Cloud gaming is the future. I sit on my
Love
couch. I sit on my couch, and I have a Samsung TV, and it wasn't that expensive. And with a Xbox controller and and I play on Wi-Fi. My TV's connected to the Wi-Fi, and I've been playing Starfield off of my TV. There's no Xbox, there's no computer, just off my TV. And it takes like a minute to log in, and it runs on the greatest graphics. The game is still schmedium. The game is a very schmedium game, but it's like you got to sit down on your
Yeah.
couch and drink beer and play Starfield, and that's kind of the best way to play Starfield.
Yes.
So it's like cloud gaming is pretty sweet. So I'm a big fan. And so
They're doing it right,
Yeah.
as opposed to the other one.
they also talked about new Bethesda Studios stuff, including Dishonored 3, remasters of the Elder Scrolls Oblivion, which I am very much okay. Like I spent several weeks modding Oblivion to look better and not have the potato faces and all those other things, because Oblivion still is better than Starfield, and a remastered Oblivion would be just a slam dunk for them.
It would be. It's like, again, I agree. Game is kind of boring and everything, but my dumb ass still playing it.
You know, I mean, if you're having fun with it, there's nothing wrong with it. I like.
The thing is, like, I'm there for hours, and then I was like, did I have fun? I just did nothing but chores.
It's true.
That's all I did. Go around planets, scanning for 100%, collecting aluminum so I could build stuff in my house.
And the
I
temples,
didn't really play with the game.
the temples are terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible. We also got a Fallout 3 potential remaster, which would be also incredible, especially if it's Fallout 3 and Fallout 3 New Vegas. I know they're different companies, but they're all under the same umbrella now. That would be really sweet. And then there was also emails talking about Microsoft potentially purchasing Nintendo,
What?
saying that it would be a good move for both companies. He said, acknowledge the acquisition would be difficult as Nintendo is sitting on a big pile of cash. But I mean, if you're going to drop $67 billion on Activision, Microsoft has some money to throw around. Now, Phil has come out recently and said that, look, reading an email that was from last year or when we're like talking about things doesn't mean that we're actively doing it. Some of the stuff is going to be, for the most part, set in stone. I imagine a lot of the games they'd planned and the new consoles, that stuff's happening. As far as them trying to go after Nintendo, I don't know. Nintendo also just had a big chunk of them bought by Saudi Arabia, so it's like they may not be needing a bunch. So all of these leaks are kind of interesting, and there's some good information there about like when to buy a console or when to not buy a console.
Yeah.
But I don't think any of these things are as set in stone as some of the people are making it out to be.
But the deal is going to happen.
Nintendo.
Done. No, not Nintendo.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It is confirmed. Done.
That deal is definitely happening. We also revealed that the estimated cost of AAA games on Game Pass, Star Wars Jedi Survivor was valued at $300 million and considered a crown jewel. And so it's just kind of a neat insight on like what things cost and what their expected value is. So Star Wars Jedi Survivor had the highest estimated cost at $300 million. Bond described acquiring the title as a crown jewel for Game Pass, but noted that EA was unlikely to agree to the deal. Mortal Kombat 1 was also deemed a crown jewel for Xbox. Baldur's Gate 3 was also a potential buy valued at $5 million. $5 million. So we got some things last week where Microsoft is like, well, Baldur's Gate's fine, but it's not that great. And it's like, it's probably, in my opinion, it's going to win Game of the Year.
That's my prediction too. It's
and
like,
so I think
so far it's been the best.
Yeah. And so I think that they didn't quite understand that. And so there's a full list of estimates here. Like they said, Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga, $35 million, Dying Light 2, $50 million.
They made some upgrades on that game.
Yeah, it wasn't 400 hours of content. Is there 400
And more endings with text.
Oh, a black screen that says
You beat the game, and then this
died.
happened, and this and this.
Yeah.
It's cool if you would have seen it, but we're not gonna.
Yeah. Dragon Ball: The Breakers, $20 million. We played that game for an hour, 2 hours. Game was not good, and for it to be,
That's the one. Yeah, I remember that.
It was a
one.
pay-to-win nightmare.
No,
So
Joe liked it for a bit, but then he's like, no.
yeah,
Stop.
when he saw that the moves like made a massive difference and you had to pay money for them, a pretty big
Yeah.
big process. So this leak is pretty interesting, and I imagine Sony's going to use some of this information going forward. I'm excited to see what Xbox has. I think Game Pass is still a really great deal. Liza P is
Yes.
included on Game Pass.
I got that. Stuck in a boss.
Which one?
Was it the Brotherhood?
The Brotherhood. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you've
It's
already
not fun.
on stream. OJ beat the quote unquote hardest boss in the
First
game.
try, 1 hour.
It took him about an hour, but I've also seen people like, I'm a Souls vet. I've beaten every game 100 times, and for whatever reason they couldn't beat the Puppet King.
Shit's hard.
OJ beat it in an hour. There's no problem. So
If I can do it, you can do it.
yeah, it's like I love Souls games. I'm not the best at them, and I beat the game 3 times
Already.
Like, you can. Yeah, I was reviewing it. And you gotta like every time you beat the game, there's new stuff, right?
Yeah, 3 times?
Yeah.
Oh. I'd be lucky if I even finish this one.
You can finish it. You've already beat on a different save
A
file.
different save file.
Yeah.
I did get the weapon that you're using, though. I finally got it.
You got it? Did you put the right handle on it?
Yes.
Okay.
But I still lost. So it's going to take me a couple more tries. We'll see. We'll see.
Fine. Well, look forward to the Liza P Rapid Fire. Should be out, I think, tomorrow. It's a good game. So that's another reason to go get Game Pass. Make sure you check out the first news video and check out Manscaped, especially if you're looking for a travel shaver. This thing is pretty great, especially going on a trip or something. You don't want to bring a bunch of stuff.
No. It's perfect.
It's great. It's super great. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next Angry Joe Show.